Welcome to the closing ceremony of the Sochi 2014 Paralympic Winter Games. We're just outside the Fished Olympic Stadium viewing some spectacularly colourful scenes and images of the Paralympic Park. We focus on the dazzling and hypnotic attraction of the cauldron, the flame and dancing fountains at the heart of the park. The sun's final rays of the day have almost disappeared, and in just a while we will be going inside to witness and share in another emotional celebration of excitement, creativity and artistry. Inevitably, that's tinged with pathos and sadness at the impending farewells. Russian pride and achievement, however, has glued together a spectacularly successful experience for all of us to share. The countdown for the closing ceremony begins in approximately 13 minutes' time.
It will be hard to distinguish the wave goodbye from the wave hello, but the wrap-up to Sochi and unwrapping of Pyeongchang 2018 will all happen inside the magical gift box called Fished Stadium. The crown jewel of this coastal cluster holds 40,000, and Fished was built with just this kind of show in mind. Much more of a state-of-the-art sound stage than just your normal athletic venue, designed specifically to bring together panoramic views of the Emitrynskaya Valley, impressive Caucasus Mountains, right down to the shimmering Black Sea, connected for these games by that majestic glow of the burning Paralympic cauldron.
The Paralympic cauldron and fountain is a work of art and a significant feat of engineering. All the latest technology, including 1,000 underwater strobe lights in the fountain, and the beautiful clean lines and massive scale of the cauldron, makes it a true center of attention. It certainly will be for those crowds coming in right now. And particularly, of course, when the strains of Tchaikovsky and Khachaturian ring out across the park at showtime. It's right behind the crowds we see coming in there. It's fantastic fountain fantasy.
These Sochi 2014 Paralympic Winter Games brought nearly 600 athletes and 600 media, along with thousands of family, friends, and supporters. You saw them walking in to what has always been a slice of summer heaven. The summer resort of Sochi has now been transformed into a year-round destination, and yes, winter getaway now as well. Millions of eager eyes have been warmed by those Black Sea sunsets and spectacular vistas from the Caucasus Mountains. Those memorable Paralympic sporting moments broadcast to a record 55 countries and territories. Now this Krasnodar region will be Googled, researched, and investigated by burgeoning businesses, world travelers, and vacationing families. Yes, tucked away in your own dreamy world, no more. More than ever, Rosa Couture is now a ski vacation destination, admired and dreamed about around the globe.
Just saw the Bolshoi fabulous stadium, but up in the Caucasus Mountains, right above Krasnaya Polyana, about 40 kilometers from Sochi city, it rises up to about 3,000 meters. The Aibga mountain ridge is 2,238 meters above sea level, providing an extraordinary vista of glorious, dreamlike winter scenery, and certainly overlooks this fabulous Olympic Park with the cauldron at the center. I had a recent trip to the top of the Aibga, and it was very special and certainly a magical experience. Throughout the region there are surprising features of karst topography, limestone caves, canyons and waterfalls, pine martens, wild boar, rare bats and jackals, rare orchids and lilies and boxwoods and picturesque forests, meadows that are home to many indigenous and migrating birds, Now, if you think that sounds idyllic, you're probably right.
For me, these Sochi Paralympic Winter Games brought out relentless, cutting-edge personalities and top-of-the-world performances. Sheba Arena was the epicenter of the epic ice sledge hockey tournament. The Russians and Americans met twice. First time in front of Russian Federation President Vladimir Putin. Russia prevailed. When they met again for gold, the USA scored the only goal, but everyone won. You see, that game made Paralympic history for many reasons. Among them, it was seen for the first time live on major American network TV. Men's ice sledge hockey golden game setting a new trend for future generations to reach for. Sheba means puck, and it could also now mean transcendence. For so many fans, upwards of 5,000 a night, transformed that building into a place of common celebration. Those gifted and tested ice sledge hockey players going a long way to change the culture of their sport and increase not only the reach of participation, but the grasp of its message. We can do what I cannot.
Again, looking out over the coastal cluster of the Olympic Park, and now just the first view inside. There's so many memorable moments. And listen to the crowd. But the sheer joy and enthusiasm, for me, of one particular lady, Stephanie Yallen of the United States, winning a bronze medal in the women's Super G standing. And the emotional impact this 18-year-old had on me whilst receiving her medal at Rosa Couture. It'll stay with me forever. What an inspiration. A teenager with no left arm and no left leg can be to the world. Let me tell you, Stephanie, your screaming of motivation and joy on your way down the tough course was amazing. Your passion and delight on receiving the medal brought me to tears live on air. Thank you, Stephanie Yallen. It's all part of this wonderful, wonderful festival of Paralympic Winter Games.
Seven years in the making, 9 days of competition. These Sochi Paralympics delivered in performance and presentation. More than 300,000 tickets sold, hundreds of hours of live broadcasts worldwide, hundreds more hours streamed live online. And the Russians were the stars of their own games, a record 30 gold and 80 medals. 36-year-old Roman Petushkov, 8 years after losing his legs in a car accident, has taken Paralympic performance to new heights. The Nordic skier and biathlete was gutty and greedy. The trend-setting sitting athlete winning a record 6 gold medals in one Paralympic Winter Games.
Inside the stadium you can see just a little over 5 minutes to go before the countdown. I'm reminded also of another unbelievable performance. 33-year-old Josh Dueck from Canada broke his neck and spinal cord 10 years ago to the day. And then he won here a silver in Sochi. He's now achieved his ultimate ambition and won a gold medal here too, the men's super combined sitting event. He was a star of a documentary. It was called Freedom Chair, about his life and how he returned to competitive sport. It was released in 2011. Josh received the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal in January 2013. His sporting philosophy is totally in line and in keeping with the entire theme of tonight's closing ceremony. He says the only difference between the possible and the impossible is one's attitude.
If you're smiling, you're not alone. If you think it impossible for people to smile relentlessly, beautifully forever, you weren't around here for the past weeks. Volunteers cheerfully helped and pointed and lifted and, yes, smiled as often as possible. If London 2012 is where volunteers were games makers, then here in Sochi, the combined effort of Paralympian and volunteer created an amazing simultaneous combustion of excitement and emotion. And the enthusiastic public was a huge part of that formula. As you can see, the crowds massive, far exceeding organizers' wildest dreams. More than 300,000 tickets were sold for these 2014 Sochi Paralympic Winter Games. International Paralympic Committee President Sir Philip Craven, who we will hear from shortly, says if London was games making, Sochi was a game changer.
And again, we look around the crowd, it's really intense. The atmosphere is electric. We've got some extraordinary colours and we've got some beautiful things to look forward to tonight. Many of you might actually be wondering what's likely to happen to these fantastic facilities after tonight's ceremony. Well, the Fished Olympic Stadium, which we're inside right now, will host at least one match in the World Cup soccer tournament in 2018 and continue as a high-level soccer stadium after that. The Ice Cube Curling Centre will become a multifunctional training centre in another of Russia's regions. The Iceberg Skating Palace will be redesigned as a velodrome. The Adler Arena as a trade and exhibition hall. The Shaber Arena, shaped like a puck, will be moved and become an ice arena in another Russian city. The Bolshoi Ice Dome, we saw it outside just a while ago, it was all blue, will become a super modern, multifunctional sports concert and entertainment centre. And shortly, the Olympic Park will be the centre of attention for all F1 racing fans around the world.
As you can see, Fish Stadium is full and ready to rock. The countdown is on, and now as the sun sets on Sochi, it seems the curtain falls, but really the collective consciousness is raised on Pyeongchang, another part of the world where the Paralympic cycle keeps turning and rolling forward. Pyeongchang 2018 seems a long way off, but as athletes and organizers alike will tell you, these moments right here, right now, are where all will measure their commitment and preparedness for the next time the world gathers to celebrate what is possible in all of us, not bothering to worry about that which is impossible, because as Sochi's Paralympic Winter Games has illustrated so graphically and vividly, there really is nothing that is impossible.
One Russian athlete, soon to be known as Apostrophe Man, is an inspirational athlete who will be featuring throughout the closing ceremony tonight. He is Alexander Chuvashev, a Paralympian medal winner from the London 2012 Paralympic Games. Alexei is the one who single-handedly will make the difference to attitudes tonight. Let's all look forward to the mystery unfolding of the closing ceremony of the Sochi 2014 Paralympic Winter Games. Reaching the impossible at the closing ceremony of the Sochi 2014 Paralympic Winter Games. The spirit of the Paralympians.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sochi 2014 Paralympic closing ceremony, a celebration of the amazing Paralympic spirit.
Дамы и господа, Добро пожаловать на церемонию закрытия Паралимпийских игр 2014 года в Сочи. Праздник неповторимого духа паралимпизма.
The first item, we'll see a group of wheelchair dancers moving gracefully across the field of play, their blue and white lights reflecting in the ice below. You'll see soon they'll be joined by luminous aerialists overhead, who gently descend to meet the dancers before rising up again. These are the Russian Wheelchair Dance Sport Federation. An extraordinary luminous aerialists together with wheelchair dancers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, and the President of the International Paralympic Committee, Sir Philip Craven.
Дамы и господа, президент Российской Федерации Владимир Путин и президент Международного паралимпийского комитета сэр Филипп Крейвен.
The national flag of the Russian Federation is carried by the Russian champions from the Sochi 2014 Paralympic Winter Games.
Государственный флаг Российской Федерации несут российские спортсмены, чемпионы Паралимпийских зимних игр 2014 года в Сочи.
To the familiar sounds of Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphony, enter the Russian flag carried by 30 gold medalists, the record number out of the record 80 medals taken by Russian Paralympians. There's 16-year-old Alexei Bugayev in there, Mikhailina Lisova, 41-year-old Valery Kozubov, and of course Roman Patushkov, who has lived out his dream. He dreamed he would win one. He won 6 gold medals. The Russian State Children's Chorus Assembly, conducted by Alexei Petrov, with their iridescent costumes sparkling in the light. 100 children, 35 of whom have a disability, will sing a cappella, the version of the national anthem of the Russian Federation. Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphony was composed in 1888. Alexander Alexandrov composed the national anthem of the Soviet Union, which in 2000 became the anthem of Russia, and now the Russian State Children's Chorus Assembly will wow and amaze with their a cappella version. As has been the trend, the lights reflect the nation's flags, so
Ladies and
red, white, and blue.
As is customary, and for those who can, please stand for the national anthem of the Russian Federation.
Дамы и господа, звучит государственный гимн Российской Федерации. Просим всех встать.
Now as we move back in, art forms the change of pace.
This particular segment is inspired by the world of Vasily Kandinsky, the founding father of abstract art and classic video games. First we see a projection of abstract lines and coloured brushstrokes suggesting the geometric forms of abstract art. There's a cast of 462 dressed in bright colours. They interact with projections and bring the artwork to life. Music is The Steppes of Central Asia by Alexander Borodin. You can see 4 huge canvases rise up out of the ground, each containing a live artwork, while all around the cast playfully interact with the colourful geometric shapes. 4 jugglers throw frames high into the air, transforming them into 3D cubes. Sergei Prokofiev's Romeo and Juliet has been also transformed.
Now the mood and movements switch to an urban landscape and dynamic performances by parkour performers, BMX freestylers and skateboarders. Rollerbladers are there. 462 strong is the cast, 31 parkour performers, 5 BMX freestylers, 4 skateboarders, 2 rollerbladers, 4 performers, and the canvas is 4 jugglers. The skill and energy of their tricks is enthralling as they slide and jump across the skate park ramps. Some of the earliest video games had their roots here in Russia. Now the world of classic video games is upon us. Large colored blocks are locked together, and while more come tumbling down over the spectators' heads, you can see the score mounting, simulating a giant video game as they prepare for it. Just like the virtual game, the blocks create amazing combinations. See the countdown, and soon it will be game over. The cast play with the blocks before they're raised by aerial performers who are coming in now, reminiscent of a scene from the film Mission Impossible. As they reach vertical position, it becomes clear that the blocks will spell that word. The pulsing beat of Led Zeppelin's Kashmir is now merged with the distinctive hook of the Mission Impossible theme tune, and everyone is drawn in. Now the blocks are transforming. As they reach vertical position, it becomes clear what those blocks spell out. The multicolored cast create impossible in Russian beneath it. But now, who is this? The man in the wheelchair is Alexei Chuvashev, the inspirational athlete we saw on screen during the opening countdown. He won a bronze medal for rowing, men's single sculls, at London's 2012 Paralympic Games. Alexei instinctively understood what his role in the ceremony would be when he first heard about it. He said, "So, I'm the one who makes a difference." And yes, he will make the biggest difference with this presentation. He's facing an impossible task to climb up, scale up there. But is it impossible? In a supreme feat of strength and courage, he climbs the rope. When he reaches the top, what will happen? He's there now. And on top, he places a giant apostrophe between the letters I and M. Impossible becomes I'm possible.
An extraordinary transformation which is at the heart of the Paralympics. We've now got video highlights of the past 9 days, capturing the emotions of the athletes that they have experienced, the exhilaration and exhaustion, the euphoria and the disappointment, the joy of victory and the pain of defeat. They embody the spirit expressed by this evening's ceremony, the seemingly impossible. It can be overcome to become I'm possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flags of nations.
Дамы и господа, национальные флаги.
And now the entry of the athletes. A nominated athlete from each nation carries its flag into the stadium. They'll actually enter in the order of the Cyrillic alphabet of Russia, and of course, except for the host country itself, who will be following tradition and entering last. They come through the center of the stage, right through the middle of the real attention of everyone's focus right here. The national flags will enter right now. And there, leading the way, Australia and Austria, with Ben Tudhope and Marcus Salka. Salka there, right in shot, double gold medalist, followed up by Xavier Fernandez of Andorra and Robledo of Argentina, going through all the A's and now the B's. Into Belarus, of course, Vasily Shapsyaboy, 2 bronze medals. Great Britain's Jade Etherington, visually impaired and was ably guided by Caroline Powell, of course, 3 silvers and a bronze. Wilhelm Breum for Germany. There's actually no medals won by the German men, but a whole host of them won by the women. Breum picked up a 7th place in the 7.5 biathlon. Through Greece, Kalaras, Ephimios Kararas, 22nd in the alpine skiing. Lene Damgaard of Denmark was 12th in the slalom standing. Johan Thor Holmgrimsson, 23rd in the giant slalom. And a bronze well earned from Spain by Gabriel Juan Jorge Yepes, assisted and guided by Josep Arnaiz Periventura. Andrea Valenti from Italy. Yelan Omarov from Kazakhstan, carrying the flag with great pride. And of course, I've mentioned already Josh Dueck of Canada, gold medalist in the alpine skiing, silver in the downhill as well. There's the Spanish flag. We also saw Wang Haitao of China in the wheelchair curling event. He skipped his team to 4th place overall. I can see there the US team as well, with Steve Cash, the goalkeeper, the shutout king, the gold medal performance. And there, the Russian Federation, Kirill Mikhailov as well. And of course, the VIPs thoroughly appreciating this, and Sir Philip Craven, himself actually a wheelchair basketball player for Great Britain, has had an enormous effect on this marvelous, marvelous games. We have Ukraine's Ludmila Pavlenko. We've got Slovakia's Henrietta Farkasova, 2 gold medals. Corey Peters of New Zealand and Niels Erik Ulset of Norway. They're all here to really, really appreciate a marvelous privilege that they've been given.
More than 25% of all the Paralympians here in Sochi competed in ice sledge hockey. So many of those teams, including the debut of the host Russian team, shaped by war veterans.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wang Yundai Achievement Award to honor the triumph of human spirit.
Дамы и господа, награда за достижение Ван Юндай во славу триумфа человеческого духа.
Now the Wang Yundai Award. It's the most prestigious award that goes right back
Sochi
to 1988.
The proud Paralympians at Sochi 2014 have let nothing hold them back from competing as elite athletes at the top of their sport.
I'll never get used to this.
Boczny wiatr, nie lubię go.
Wrong puck.
Wrong wax, złe szkła.
My whole body hurts.
At the Seoul 1988 Paralympic Games, the International Paralympic Committee established the Wan Yun-dai Achievement Award to encourage people with an impairment to conquer their adversities through sports and the Paralympic Games. Dr. Wang herself contracted polio at the age of 3 and has dedicated her life to developing Paralympic sports. Since Seoul 1988, the Wan Yun-dai Achievement Award has honoured athletes at each Paralympic Games who go beyond their limitations and have the vision to change the world through sport. The winners of this award inspire the world by embodying the Paralympic values of determination and courage. For Sochi 2014, the Wan Yun-dai Achievement Award goes to Vivian Mental-Spey and Toby Kane.
After my amputation, sport just kept me going. I just love my sport. It's my passion, it's my life.
When someone has a disability, sport is the one thing that can inspire them to believe that their life hasn't really changed that much. What the Paralympics are about is showcasing that hope and what old people can do with a disability.
To present the award to the athletes, Dr. Wang Yun-dai and Mr. Andrew Parsons, Vice President of the International Paralympic Committee.
Награды атлетам вручают доктор Ван Юндай и мистер Эндрю Парсонс, вице-президент Международного паралимпийского комитета.
This is a wonderful tradition and an extraordinary honour.
Netherlands snowboard cross.
Vivian Mentel-Spey, Нидерланды. Para-snowboard.
Vivian Mentel-Spey. She has such an engaging smile, and what an achievement. The first ever snowboard cross gold medalist, and the first one for the Netherlands. An amazing achievement and such a huge privilege for her.
Toby Kane, Australia, alpine skiing.
Тоби Кейн, Австралия, горные лыжи.
Toby Kane was awarded a bronze medal. He's from Australia. Been skiing since he was 5 years old following a car accident. It led to the amputation of his lower right leg. It's just an extraordinary story of determination. He's studying medicine, following on from his experience with healthcare in his early life. He's hoping to become a doctor, and he certainly will become a huge Paralympian.
Please join us in celebrating all athletes of Sochi 2014 Paralympic Winter Games.
Дамы и господа, присоединяйтесь к чествованию атлетов Паралимпийских зимних игр Сочи 2014.
All the athletes have absolutely thrilled us with their determination, not only on the field of play, but of course off it as well in their friendships. The biggest moment in these young people's lives. It's often said, but it's certainly meant here in Sochi 2014. It has been spectacular in every single way. So immediately following that presentation, we now realize that we're amongst Cossacks. Over 200 of them will be performing a spectacular dance in the style that blends the traditional and the contemporary. Red, white and blue is the theme of Russia. Red, white and blue are the costumes that sparkle with light as their joyful movements interact with projections, create graphic formations across the field of play. And the traditional music It transitions to a contemporary sound. See if you can pick out the street battle in times to come. I'll give you the names of the boys that we will see in just a while. Here they come, Maxim Sadokov, Ivan Shrodov, Vladimir Kirovilia, Daniil Anastasin and Viktor Kochkin. Watch out, they are quite superb. The crowd absolutely love what they've just witnessed. As they withdraw, you've got a few more bits of protocol and serious action coming shortly. A little reprise of the action in front of us.
And of course,
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new members of the International Paralympic Committee Athletes Council.
Дамы и господа, встречайте новых членов комиссии спортсменов Международного паралимпийского комитета.
with the backdrop of the Paralympic logo, Paralympians need voices to be heard.
Hagen, Norway, ice sledge hockey.
Eskil Hagen, Норвегия, следж-хоккей на льду.
Three newly elected members of the IPC's Athletes
Katja
Council.
Saarinen, Finland, alpine skiing.
Катя Саринен, Финляндия, горные лыжи.
They represent athletes within the Paralympic movement and uphold their rights and obligations.
Mikhail Terentiev, Russia, cross-country skiing.
Михаил Терентьев, Россия, лыжные гонки.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the representatives of the volunteers for Sochi 2014 Paralympic Winter Games.
Дамы и господа, встречайте представителей волонтеров Паралимпийских зимних игр Сочи 2014.
Of course, you don't have to compete or win a medal to be a hero. Tonight, the athletes and all of us.
On behalf of all athletes, the new members of the International Paralympic Committee Athletes Council will present a gift of appreciation to the volunteer representatives to thank them for their contribution to the Sochi 2014 Paralympic Winter Games.
От имени всех спортсменов, новые члены комиссии спортсменов Международного паралимпийского комитета преподнесут подарок волонтерам в знак благодарности за их вклад в Паралимпийские зимние игры Сочи 2014.
Of course, all of us recognize the 8,000 volunteers whose energy, enthusiasm, and remarkable dedication has contributed to the success of Sochi 2014. Flowers are presented to 5 volunteer representatives.
Please join us in celebrating the volunteers of Sochi 2014.
Дамы и господа, присоединяйтесь к чествованию волонтеров Сочи 2014.
Comes YPA, Russian for hooray.
And it's a huge hooray from the
Ladies
crowd
and
as
gentlemen,
well.
As is customary, and for those who can, please stand for the Paralympic anthem and the lowering of the Paralympic flag.
Дамы и господа, звучит паралимпийский гимн. и опускается паралимпийский флаг. Просим всех встать.
The Paralympic anthem, Hymn de l'Avenir, composed by Thierry Danis and approved by the IPC in 1996. We now have Oleg Akhel-Rotov, who is visually impaired and a wonderfully talented musician. The Paralympic flag has been lowered and a beautiful rendition of the anthem, Hymn de l'Avenir.
Please welcome the President of the International Paralympic Committee, Sir Philip Craven, accompanied by the Mayor of Sochi, Anatoly Pakhomov, and the Mayor of Pyeongchang, Sok Rae Lee, for the Paralympic flag handover ceremony.
Встречайте президента Международного паралимпийского комитета господина Филиппа Крейвена в сопровождении мэра города Сочи господина Анатолия Пахомова и мэра города Пхенчхан господина Сок Раe Lee для церемонии передачи паралимпийского флага.
Sir Philip Craven, the President of the IPC, together with the Mayor of Sochi,
the Paralympic flag to the International Paralympic Committee President, who then entrusts it to the Mayor of Pyeongchang, the host city of the next Paralympic Winter Games.
Мэр города Сочи передает паралимпийский флаг президенту Международного паралимпийского комитета, который вручит его мэру города Пхенчхан, столице следующих Паралимпийских зимних игр.
4 times it's waved, and now the Mayor of Pyeongchang, Lee Seok-rae, has taken responsibility for the next stage of the development and the movement of the Paralympic movement.
Ladies
it is
and gentlemen,
something very
the
special for
presentation
Korea.
For Pyeongchang 2018.
Дамы,
Ladies and gentlemen, as is customary, and for those who can, please stand for the national anthem of the Republic of Korea.
дамы и господа, звучит государственный гимн Республики Корея. Просим всех встать.
The Korean national anthem.
산천리 화려한 산 대한 사람 대하늘로 길이 보존하세.
Sungwon Choi, operatic tenor, with a rousing version of the Korean national anthem. The wave goodbye now becomes the wave hello, a journey together, harmony and unity of Pyeongchang. The snow-covered land prepares for the coming winter. Let's sit back and enjoy the transition.
Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation for Pyeongchang 2018.
Дамы и господа, презентация Пхенчхан 2018.
The artist, standing at the center of a vast snowfield, starts to paint the athlete's hopes and dreams, which will unfold in Pyeongchang. The painted dream comes to life through a young girl's song, and performers who are striving to achieve different dreams start to powerfully roll their wheelchairs, opening the path to Pyeongchang with their passion. The choir of disabled and able-bodied performers sing about the new future, and from the tip of the painter's brush, the image of a united world comes to life.
A journey that began 7 years ago when Sochi was announced as the host city for the Paralympic Games comes to an end tonight. The passion certainly lives here.
The chairman of the Commission for the Preparation and Staging of the Sochi 2014 Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games, Dmitry Cossack, and the president of the International Paralympic Committee, Sir Philip Craven.
Председатель комиссии по подготовке и проведению Олимпийских и Паралимпийских зимних игр 2014 года в Сочи Дмитрий Cossack и президент Международного паралимпийского комитета сэр Филипп Крейвен.
Уважаемый президент Крейвен и члены Международного паралимпийского комитета, уважаемый президент Российской Федерации, уважаемые атлеты, организаторы и гости игр, дорогие друзья, сегодня Россия и весь мир провожают первые в истории нашей страны зимние игры. Эти игры вышли далеко за рамки спортивного состязания. Они показали, на что способны люди разных стран и национальностей, разных культур и традиций, когда их объединяет одна цель и окрыляет мечта. Мы шли к этому грандиозному событию 7 долгих лет. Благодаря колоссальной поддержке игр в России все взятые обязательства были выполнены точно и в срок. Успех в Сочи был бы невозможен без деятельного участия наших друзей из Международного олимпийского и паралимпийского комитетов. Огромное вам спасибо за ваше доверие и неоценимую помощь. Все спортивные объекты были построены с нуля. В результате был создан самый компактный международный центр для занятий спортом. Город Сочи превратился в круглогодичный деловой и туристический центр мирового уровня. Столь кардинальные изменения стали возможны благодаря труду десятков тысяч олимпийских строителей, энергетиков, работников транспорта, всей команды организаторов игр. Спасибо вам за вашу самоотверженную работу.
Dmitry Cossack, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation, has said it all with such great heart.
Радикальная модернизация городской среды была бы невозможна без поддержки жителей Сочи. Хочу поблагодарить сочинцев и всех жителей Кубани за ваше понимание и терпение. Отдельные слова благодарности я хочу адресовать инвесторам, российским предпринимателям и всем партнерам игр за ваш весомый вклад в этот беспрецедентный по масштабам инвестиционный проект. Благодаря играм в стране сформировано также огромное нематериальное наследие. Удвоилось количество людей, регулярно занимающихся спортом. Игры укрепили в нас ценности здорового образа жизни. В России изменилось отношение общества к людям с инвалидностью. Паралимпийские игры стали катализатором наших усилий по созданию безбарьерной среды. Игры закончились, но мы обещаем, что эта важнейшая работа будет продолжена в масштабах всей нашей огромной страны. Благодаря играм всего за несколько лет в России мощное развитие получило волонтерское движение. Улыбки, отзывчивость волонтеров еще долго будут одним из самых теплых воспоминаний о нашей гостеприимной стране. Огромная благодарность всем волонтерам Сочи 2014. Общественный порядок, жизнь и здоровье участников и гостей игр обеспечивали сотрудники органов правопорядка и безопасности. Для гостей и участников игр эта колоссальная работа была почти незаметна. Но ее результатом мы все можем гордиться. Спасибо за вашу стойкость и профессионализм. Главными героями Олимпийских и Паралимпийских игр стали спортсмены. Благодаря их феноменальному мужеству и целеустремленности все мы поняли, что главная победа в жизни – это победа над самим собой. Мы снова поверили, что ради великих целей невозможное становится возможным. От лица нашей страны я хочу сердечно поблагодарить самых сильных и отважных мужчин и женщин планеты, всех атлетов за вдохновляющий пример победы духа над любыми обстоятельствами. Спасибо всем болельщикам, которые приехали поддержать атлетов на спортивных аренах, а также миллиардам телезрителей по всему миру, которые сопереживали и болели у экранов телевизоров. Мы чувствовали вашу поддержку. Игры в Сочи стали не только праздником спорта и культуры, но и позволили всему миру увидеть современную Россию. Уверен, что эти зимние, жаркие наши игры надолго останутся в сердцах миллионов людей на всей планете. Пришло время прощаться. Но мы говорим до свидания, до новых встреч. Добро пожаловать в Россию!
The pride and the passion is unbelievably electric inside this stadium. Everyone is
С
supporting it.
огромным удовольствием я передаю слово президенту Международного паралимпийского комитета сэру Филиппу Крейвену.
And now Sir Philip Craven, the president of the IPC, will deliver his speech. And just listen to the crowd here. They have absolutely loved these Sochi 2014 Paralympic Winter Games, and it will do nothing but good throughout the world because of it.
Athletes, officials, distinguished guests, Paralympic sports fans from all over the world, Dobre wieczór! Tonight, I simply want to say thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you for making these games so special, so memorable, and so compelling that not one of us wants them to end. In 2007, we started this journey together. A journey that has seen Sochi transformed into a barrier-free city and a blueprint for accessibility and inclusivity throughout Russia. Thank you to President Vladimir... I'll start again. Thank you to President Vladimir Putin and the Russian Federation. For showing a willingness to change, and even more pleasingly, an even greater desire to implement further change. Thank you to Deputy Prime Minister Dmitry Cossack for your unfaltering 7 years of support. And thank you, of course, to Dmitry Chernyshenko and the Sochi 2014 Organizing Committee for delivering a Games that have smashed many records and broken down even more barriers. At last week's opening ceremony, I called upon you all to have barrier-free minds. But how are your barrier-free minds feeling tonight? Do you sense a greater degree of liberation, whether here in Sochi, in the wider Russia, or throughout the world? Well, I do, I can tell you. The Paralympic spirit has united and infected us all. Proud Paralympians, your inspirational athletic performances have redefined the boundaries of possibility. You have shown the world that absolutely anything is possible and that life is about amazing capabilities and not perceived deficiencies. With record numbers of highly enthusiastic spectators supporting you all, you have shown what real grit and determination looks like. Through record TV audiences and media coverage, you have opened up the eyes of the world to what the human spirit can achieve. I want to congratulate Olympic Broadcasting Services for their scintillating imagery. And we all must pay special thanks to the extraordinary alpine, biathlon, and cross-country skiing course preparation staff and volunteers. But what of the Sochi 2014 volunteers? No matter what the weather, you have always melted our hearts with your most natural of smiles. High five to the volunteers. Dai Piaz Volanturo. Together with the athletes, the staff and officials, you really are the Sochi 2014 change makers. I thank you all and say with great pleasure, Sochi 2014, the best Paralympic Winter Games ever. A Games that showed miracles know no borders. Finally, the time has come for me to declare the Sochi 2014 Paralympic Winter Games closed. And I call upon Paralympic athletes from all over the world to meet again in Pyeongchang, Korea, in 4 years' time, where once again you will inspire and excite the world with your sporting excellence. Spasibo Sochi! Spasibo Russia! Spasibo the world! Spasibo! Spasibo!
Extraordinary, Sir Philip Craven, so passionate with his speech as well. It was heartfelt and it was wonderful. And now the best moments of the ceremony. Remember these moments, of course, the Olympic Games, the Winter Olympic Games, quite extraordinary moments. Huge impact, huge colour, enormous excitement. And again, Sochi showing its most magnificent and wonderful, wonderful way of hosting. The opening moments when the flame lit up the cauldron at the start of the Games. Now, of course, after 9 days of intense activity, the flame that arrived in the fished Olympic Stadium, carrying with it the spirit of the Paralympics, bringing the nations of the world together. It's now time for it to be extinguished. Powerful and poignant moment. Signifies the end of the Sochi 2014 Paralympic Games. As the children come down from the athlete seating area, small lights clasping in their hands, creating a shimmering trail as they walk towards the Paralympic flame, which is coming out of the center. Four international voices, Navsitchenib, Diana Gutskaya and Valery Kozlovsky, together with Jose Carreras will entertain us during these really difficult times. The Paralympic chorus, composed for the ceremony by Yuri Patinko with lyrics by Sergei Lobstov. And we know it's inevitable. The moment that the flame is extinguished is just a few moments away.
In magic days that transport into art, bring us a spirit that moves every heart. Let's keep this fire that will never die. Say thank you, Sochi, it's time for good.
The time we all dread has come. The children will blow out their candles and sparkling snowflakes begin to fall. The Paralympic flame is extinguished and we gently bid farewell to the Sochi 2014 Paralympic Games. T.S. Eliot once said, "In my beginning is my end, and in my end is my beginning." The Paralympic cycle is always renewed.
And now from tears of sadness back to tears of joy. From the enchanted world of snow and bidding farewell to the flame, we enter the magical world of bubbles for a joyful finale. The landscape is full of playful characters, performers coming inside large crystal balls, hula hoopers, ball gymnasts, a girl on a mirror ball, and bubble blowers. On a festive night such as this, we will not burst anybody's bubble. Just as a child is drawn to the magic journey of bubbles, so are we. Bubbles are created, and then who knows where they go. Much to our amazement, they travel and carry dreams with them. 12 bubble blowers, more than 360 participants in this rousing finale. lest we leave this ceremony feeling flat. This and this group, this magic, will surely lift our spirits as Chuvashev with the YPA flag, which of course is Russian for hooray, and every other expression of thrill and happiness. Pyeongchang, you'll be ready, and here we come.
Apostrophe man Alexei Chuvashev is now a worldwide symbol of everything that was impossible to be now possible to achieve in life, turning adversity into opportunity. And as the tears of emotion from victory and defeat dry on the cheeks of all Paralympians here in Sochi, we are led to reflect on the real meaning of Paralympism in the world. There is a responsibility on all of us who are part of the Paralympic family to spread the word of justice and fairness, creativity and determination, positivity and peace to the world. On all the participating athletes and their families falls the responsibility to encourage the young to be involved in sport, inspire other athletes to reach their absolute potential, and assure the older generation that the future of Paralympism as a force for good is in very safe hands. It's been a life-changing experience for all of us here in Sochi, and we hope that all of you at home have been encouraged, inspired and assured that Sochi 2014 was a fantastic and unique success. Au revoir, Sochi, and thank you for everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for celebrating the closing ceremony of the Paralympic Winter Games with us tonight. This concludes the Sochi 2014 Paralympic Winter Games. See you in Pyeongchang!
Дамы и господа, благодарим вас за участие в церемонии закрытия Паралимпийских зимних игр. На этом Паралимпийские зимние игры 2014 года в Сочи завершаются. До встречи в Пхенчхане!